All right, welcome everybody. My name is Henry Hale. I'm director of our Institute for European, Russian, and Eurasian Studies here at George Washington University's Elliott School. And it is a true pleasure for our institute, IRES, to be able to partner today with Harvard University Davis Center's program on Georgian Studies. And we are going to be addressing throughout the day a very important topic, which is Georgia and United States Black Sea strategy. I think I don't have to tell anybody in this room how important the Black Sea region is. Obviously, we have a war raging in part of it, but we need to think about the whole region. And I think this conference is doing a tremendous service by providing us an opportunity to discuss and focus in particular on the role of Georgia in this larger context and to help us think about American priorities and American strategy moving forward. So, we have a really impressive lineup today. I want to thank the ambassador for joining us. And I'm just going to turn things over right now to Dr. Stephen Jones, who is director of the program of Georgian Studies at Harvard. And he will take things from here. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Henry, and thank you to the Institute for European, Russian, and Eurasian Studies here at GW for hosting this this conference. A lot of people to thank for getting it off and running, particularly the staff at the Davis Center and the staff here at GW. Particularly, I want to thank Natasha, who is here, and Alison for helping us from the Davis side, and I think Matt has been the main organizer here at GW. So thanks to everybody for getting this off the ground. It is going to be a wonderful program. We call it Georgia and US Black Sea Strategy, and we have two panels with a short coffee break in between. We're going to have plenty of time, I think, for questions and answers to the panelists. I've set aside 1 hour and 40 minutes for the first panel. Let me just say a few words about the program that initiated this conference. It's the program on Georgian Studies. It's based at Harvard University, the Davis Center, and it was founded in 2021, January 2021. So we've been going for about 2.5 years now. We focus on issues of research. Well, we're doing a lot of research. We've set up a number of projects. One, for example, is on the Georgian diaspora in the United States. We also teach. We teach courses on the Black Sea, which we did, in fact, last year. We also teach Georgian language. I think the only permanent place where you can actually learn Georgian language right now is at the Davis Center. We do a lot of collaboration with higher educational institutions in Georgia, and we send our students there, and we receive also fellows and academics from Georgia. So, and the only reason that we can do that is because we had the wonderful support of the Ministry of Education and Science in Georgia, that have given us a significant amount of financial support to run this program. So we're very grateful for that and want to thank the Georgian government for that sort of support. I also want to thank Mamuka Tsereteli. This conference actually is coming out of a regular seminar that Mamuka and I run at the Davis Center. We've been running it. This is the second year we've been running it. It's on the South Caucasus. Focus normally is on Georgia, but we I mean, you can't talk about Georgia without talking about the South Caucasus. So very often our discussions are more broadly concerned with the region. And we had 2 seminars already. This is our 3rd seminar this semester. Our first seminar, David Aprasidze from the mission in New York, the Georgia mission to the United Nations, talked about Abkhazia, obviously a very important issue concerning Black Sea security, given that Russia has now announced that it's going to build a new naval base at Ochamchire. And our second seminar was on Iran and Turkey and their relationship with the South Caucasus. So this is our 3rd. This semester, and of course, this is probably the most, well, we've never had an audience like this for our seminars, so it's wonderful to see you all here. So we've got a great lineup. I think I've thanked everybody I needed to thank. I'm not sure I have to announce that the venue for the reception has changed, and those people who are coming to the venue this evening, it's going to be at the restaurant Supra. I don't know the address, but that's where it'll be. And I believe it starts, is it at 7 o'clock?
For selected invited.
Yes, for those who are invited, right. Yeah, sorry, not every student is invited. Okay, well, thank you very much. And I think I'm now going to turn it over to the ambassador, David Zalkaliani, who has been the ambassador here in the US since 2022. We had him at Harvard as a key speaker year before last, and he attracted a very interesting audience, including some dissenters, which is natural in Georgian politics. And I'm hoping that today we won't have any too much loud dissent, but good academic discussion about the importance of Georgia and its relationship to Black Sea security and to US policy in the Black Sea. I think I've said enough. So I'm going to hand it over now to Ambassador Zalkaliani, who's going to say a few words. And unfortunately, because there's a very serious delegation of Georgian ministers here, he's going to have to leave us after his comments. But thank you for coming.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for the warm welcome, Stephen, Henry. Thank you for organizing this symposium and hosting us today. I had privilege to visit Harvard Center, and it was more than a year ago. And as you have mentioned, we had very productive and good discussion about situation in Georgia, around Georgia, and also challenges Georgia is facing today, coming from occupied territories as well as economically, and also some other issues related to country's integration into European and the Euro-Atlantic structure. So thank you again very much for this opportunity. It's a great pleasure to be here at George Washington University, Elliott School, one of the top schools of international affairs. I have crossed paths with many prominent alumni of this university, but today I would like to mention one of them, the famous American descendant of the Georgian immigrant, General John Malchus Sharikashvili. Everyone in my country knows his name. We honor his achievements and are grateful for his part in solidifying the defense partnership between our countries. Stories of our countrymen who escaped Soviet occupation powerfully resonate with Georgians who, like Americans, value freedom above all. As we gather today to put a spotlight on Georgia, we must also focus on increasing the US and European footprint in Georgia and the wider Black Sea region. A simple glance at the map shows the significance of our region for the wider European security and the great opportunities it offers for cross-regional connectivity. Due to its strategic location, Georgia has been in the middle of extensive trade between Asia and Europe for many centuries, and it's destined to serve as a bridge between Europe and Asia for generations to come. As a gateway to South Caucasus and Central Asia, Georgia can serve as a reliable hub for American and European partners seeking to do business in Eastern Europe, Turkey, South Caucasus, and Central Asia. Enhancing cross-regional trade and Black Sea connectivity that links South Caucasus and landlocked Central Asian countries with Europe is a top priority for Georgia. In December, as you are well aware, European Union granted Georgia the historic designation of EU candidate status. It was a great achievement that recognizes our commitment to European aspiration and the important steps we are taking to increase Georgia's compatibility with the European Union. We are fully committed to implement the reforms prioritized by the European Union. The US support and friendship has been instrumental in Georgia's recent progress on the path to joining the European Union, and we are grateful to our main strategic partner for helping to make the aspiration of our people a reality. You are also well aware that these days Georgians are joyful celebrating our national soccer team's achievement to qualify for European Cup of 2024. It seems that our footballers are outpacing the rest of us on the road to the European Union, but we seek to keep with them. And coming back to Georgia's important role and in the Black Sea region, I would also like to mention that Georgia is already supporting its partners by spearheading the diversification of Europe's energy supplies through the multilateral EU-backed Black Sea submarine electric cable project, which aims to connect South Caucasus directly with Europe through the longest and deepest underwater electric cable, ensuring Europe's access to clean energy. And in this regard, engagement from our American partners is crucial for this flagship project that will tremendously increase stability and prosperity across the region. Following the initial position and positive assessment by the World Bank, we expect to have a complete full-scale feasibility study of the project later this year. Stable and prosperous development for Georgia and the Black Sea region is achievable, and we know how to get there. Unfortunately, we are still forced to sail the stormy waters of regional and global challenges. Russia continues occupation of more than 20% of Georgian territories. Since 2008, brutal invasion in Georgia, and which was followed by brutal invasion to Ukraine. This poses formidable challenges to region and to European security. Russia's illegal military bases in occupied territories, ongoing borderization, kidnapping, and detention of Georgian citizens by the occupation forces severely undermine security, not only in Georgia, but in the entire region. And in this regard, the recent judgment of the European Court of Human Rights once again puts the responsibility on Russia for grave human rights violations in occupied regions, and we need the international community to continue pressure in Russia to comply with obligations under the EU-mediated 2008 ceasefire agreement. In a very tough neighborhood, of course, it's really important to deal with these security challenges and maintain peace and do everything we can to promote peace-building measures between our good neighbors as well. And in this regard, the proposals made by the Georgian government for South Caucasus Peace Initiative and our offer for our neighbors and friends and brothers in Azerbaijan and Armenia to offer Tbilisi as a platform of dialogue. I think that it's really important for long-lasting peace and stability. Of course, we are not naive to tell you that Georgia has enough resources for the ongoing hot topics which are under the discussion between our neighbors, but we can offer Tbilisi as a platform of dialogue to build trust on the economic dimension, to engage countries of the South Caucasus in the ongoing projects, geopolitically and geostrategically important projects, where other countries, including our neighbors and strategic partners like Turkey and United States, are involved. To meet current challenges and ensure stability in our part of the world, of course, we need a more stronger US-Georgia partnership across the board and greater engagement and presence of US in the region. Last year, our partners in the United States took important steps that recognized the strategic importance of the Black Sea for the US national interests and European security. The United States State Department submitted to Congress its first ever Black Sea strategy. And this comprehensive approach channels US cooperation with regional countries to 5 main areas, including increased political engagement, stronger security cooperation, and enhanced regional trade and economic ties. On Capitol Hill, the bipartisan legislation on Black Sea security, initially introduced by Senator Shaheen and Romney, was included in the 2024 National Defense Authorization Act. The legislation calls on Biden administration to strengthen security and economic cooperation with key allies in the Black Sea region, including Georgia. We are really grateful for Senator Shaheen's leadership and look forward to continuing cooperation in this regard. And it's really very positive and significant that US Congress and Senate is very active in engaging into discussion with all Black Sea countries. And I had privilege to participate several months ago in a very productive and fruitful discussion on the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee, where we have discussed the possible steps which can increase resilience of Black Sea countries, the current challenges all Black Sea countries are facing on the background of Russian invasion to Ukraine. Now it's crucial time and critical time to translate the Black Sea strategy into enhanced US engagement and presence in the region. One of the ways to do so is to ensure more US investments in large-scale strategic projects that enhance connectivity with Europe and Central Asia by encouraging a broader presence of American companies in Georgia and the Black Sea region. Apart from the Black Sea submarine cable, the engagement is critical in fast emerging middle corridor, linking Central Asia with Europe through Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Turkey. The middle corridor across Georgia is already emerging as the most reliable alternative route of east-west transportation, and we are closely working with our Azerbaijani and Kazakh colleagues to eliminate the so-called bottlenecks and further improve infrastructure capabilities. A recent study published by the World Bank predict that in the best case scenario, overall trade through the middle corridor may triple by 2030. US participation in infrastructure, transportation, logistics, and other projects along the middle corridor will have also a stabilizing and transformative political and economic effect in the region, and it will also advance US strategic and economic interests while generating significant economic benefits for American companies. For its part, Georgia is investing heavily in infrastructure and transportation to further develop regional connectivity and enhance our role as a regional trade and logistic hub. The strategic Anaklia Deep Sea Port project is also really priority for us. It's also underway. The selection process of private partner companies is ongoing, and the construction will start in the nearest future. This project may be a game changer for the region, offering better opportunities to connect the Black Sea and the Central Asian states with Europe. In addition, Georgia will finalize its railway modernization this year, almost doubling its cargo capabilities, and completion of Georgia's east-west highway, which soon will halve the driving time across the country. And we are also increasing ferry feeder service in the Black Sea to enhance international transportation, particularly along the Middle Corridor. Unfortunately, Georgia has no land border with the European Union, and here the importance of Black Sea as a geographic area which connects us directly to the European Union across the Black Sea. We have immediate EU neighbors, Romania and Bulgaria, and in this context, the ferry boat feeder service is really priority to enhance connectivity. And one of the main agenda with the European Union is for Georgia and the European Union is connectivity, and we are working hard in order to add some concrete projects which will increase Georgia's role as a country which is a gateway to the 8 landlocked South Central Asian countries. And it has both also economic dimension and also important security and political dimension to increase resilience of all Black Sea countries in the region. Georgia already hosts more than 300 American companies, and Development Finance Corporation and the US company Tramo, which invested in port infrastructure, is also another concrete example of US participation and US engagement in the Black Sea region. But this is not enough. We need more. We are ready to receive new proposals to encourage our American partners to be more active in Georgia and the wider Black Sea area. The wide network of free trade agreements, including with the European Union, Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Central Asian countries, with EFTA countries, and business-friendly environment make Georgia an attractive destination for more US and European companies. And also the fact that Georgia ranks 7th in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business, as well as World Justice Project's Rule of Law Index, places Georgia as a top-ranking country in the Eastern Europe and Central Asia. Also, additional factor of attractiveness of country in the Black Sea region. Now, our economy is strong and has been recovering swiftly after the pandemic, reaching double-digit growth by 10% for 2 years since 2021. With this robust trend continuing into 2023, and at an average growth rate of 7%. In conclusion, today more than ever, we need a stronger US-Georgia partnership and enhance American footprint in the region. Never before have we seen such broad opportunities for rewarding engagement by our strategic partners in the Black Sea region. And American companies should take advantage of this moment. By working together, we will strengthen both of our nations and make the Black Sea region safer and more prosperous for all of us. Thank you very much.